Can you believe that this is the final Pac-12 series for any sport being played in Tucson this weekend?
I don't want to believe it because I've been around the conference for so long, and there's such great history and so many stories and so many people. To see it go away is still kind of unbelievable. And so once it's over, maybe it'll set in. But going around the conference this year, there's 8 places you don't know if you're going to go back to again. So it's tough, and since we have no choice, you just move on.
Absolutely. And you mentioned it's kind of a perfect situation, though, for Arizona baseball to be in, a chance to win the final regular season title.
Yeah, that could be a special thing. There's no doubt about that. And I think this entire season, no matter what sport it is, if you have a chance to win that last championship, yeah, it's something you're going to hang on to. But I think this being, as you said, the last one and the last event that the Pac-12 conference will actually hold, yeah, it is special. And I think it's something that if you win it, even if you're involved in it, I think it's something that's going to carry on for quite some time.
You touched on it a bit, but we learned about this move last August. So as you've gone through the sports this season, what has it been like going to some of these places for the last time?
Well, that's been the hardest part, is walking away from a campus that I've been going to for a long time and thinking I may never come back here again. I mean, the most recent one was Washington. And so we played 3 baseball games up there on a Sunday afternoon. You get in the car and you drive away from campus and you don't know if you're coming back again because that rivalry is going to end. That's difficult because there's so many things, places, people. I think that's the important thing, is you get to know people, you make friendships at all these other schools, and now you don't know if you're going to see these people again, and you're going to miss that.
Did you have a favorite place to go to?
Not really. I mean, I like all of them. And some people say, well, how can you like going to Pullman or Corvallis? Well, because they're college towns. And when you go there year after year, you find things that you enjoy, your favorite restaurant, etc., places you want to go visit. And it just makes it fun because you're familiar with the territory. And now I have to learn a whole new territory.
What made the Pac-12 so great?
Well, the great teams, the great players, the great coaches, the great rivalries over the years. I mean, I think about, the coaches other than Arizona, Marv Harshman, Ralph Miller, Pete Carroll when he was at USC. I mean, I could go on and on about all the different people and the great athletes. I mean, getting to watch Heisman Trophy winners and, college players of the year in any sport, that's something that I'll always cherish, number one, but I think it's also something, again, that's kind of sad to see the conferences we know it end.
And what did Arizona bring as a member for so long?
Well, I remember when Arizona joined, along with Arizona State, became the Pac-10 at that point, and it was new. The other schools had been the Pac-8. They'd been together for a while, and so accepting the 2 Arizona schools, I think, was a challenge for them. I got that feeling. It took a few years for them to accept that these 2 schools now coming out of the WAC, that they could actually be at the same level. And it took a while, but then the acceptance fell in, and Arizona and Arizona State both started to win their share of championships in different sports. And at that point then, you became part of the family, so to speak. And so it's been fun. It really has been.
A fun ride for Arizona. Any moments that stand out to you?
Well, I remember the Arizona moments, of course. I remember the national championships. I mean, baseball, I've had a chance to broadcast 2 national championships, national championship in basketball, the greatest seasons that Arizona football has ever had. And those things I'll never forget. And, the good news is that Arizona will go on now. I mean, it's not like, the conference is ending, and now there's new adventures, and there's new championships and new friends to meet. So as much as I hate to see the Pac-12 go away, you're excited to see what's new.
What are you most excited about?
Well, getting to see different places that I've never been to before, seeing rivalries, because right now there really aren't any other than Arizona and ASU. You could look at Arizona, UCLA, Arizona, Oregon, different sports. There's been great rivalries, and now there really aren't any. And so what's going to emerge? We know Arizona, Kansas in basketball is probably an instant rivalry.
Maybe Houston too.
Yeah, but other than that, we don't know yet until you get into it. It might take a couple of years, I think, and you're going to need to have some close games that are won at the last minute or last second, and that's where rivalries are born, I think, and we're going to find out here down the road.
Certainly an exciting time for the teams, for the school, for fans. What do you think is going to change most for Arizona, if anything, going to the Big 12?
I don't think anything will change other than the competition and learning these new teams and these new schools. And I think that's it. If you talk to the coaches, when they've had these rivalries over the years, you have some idea what the other school's all about. If it's the same head coach, and players will change, but they don't, so you always see a number of players coming back year in and year out. And so you kind of know what to expect. Well, now you don't. Now it's really starting from scratch, and you have to build a file now on each one of these teams in order to find out what they're about, and they've got to find out what you're about, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Whole new ball game. Anything else you want to add?
I'm sad to see it end. It's historic. It shouldn't have happened, but it did. And so for most of us, we don't have a choice. And so we just go on, and history will someday look back on it, and maybe at some point it may not be the Pac-12, but I've got a feeling that things will change here down the road, and we may get some of those rivalries back again.